Hi guys, it's Karen. I wanted to talk about boxes and labels. So, why are they so important? Why are they used, boxes and labels? Why are these so important? Boxes. How does it feel when someone puts you in a box? Not literally. How does it feel when somebody labels you? You know, how does it feel when somebody says she's just a mum? What does she do? Oh, she's just a mum, or she's just a single mum, or he's just a dropout. How does that feel when somebody says that thing that triggers that insecurity in you? You know, as if that's all you are. And I wanted to talk about this. I wanted to talk about boxes and labels. If we look in the dictionary, a definition of a box, an area or space enclosed within straight lines. And then the verb is to put in or provide with a box. And then the one that really interested me was label. So it's a classifying phrase or name applied to a person or thing, especially one that is inaccurate or restrictive. And I thought that was really interesting. And it got me thinking, what's the purpose of labels? So when we choose to accept a label, and we don't have to, so if somebody says, oh, you're this, you're that, you're black, you're white, you're mixed, you're coloured. I hate that phrase, coloured, because we're all coloured. Nobody's white. A white person isn't the Dulux colour chart shade of white, you know? Nobody's white. Everybody's a mix. Everybody on the planet is a mix. So it's worth thinking about. We have to accept the label. I mean, what I mean is most of us accept the label, but we don't have to. So it's almost as if we don't own our own sense of identity, then we're just willing to accept a label that somebody puts on us. So you think, you know, black, white, mixed, Asian, gay, straight, bi. Does it matter really? Does the label matter? Student, parent, single mother, lone parent, wife, girlfriend, husband, father, son. I mean, those things are facts, I guess. But when you think about other labels like that person's a loser, that person's always got their head in the clouds, that person's a dreamer, that person's dumb, you know, that woman's a slut. One of the worst, I was thinking, it's probably the worst phrase you can call a woman. And what does it actually mean? You know, if you think about what that means, what does it mean? Someone who likes sex? Someone who is sensual? Or someone who enjoys sex? That makes someone a slut, and it's a derogatory term. Why do we accept this stuff? So it's worth thinking about, you know, somebody puts a label on us. Think about a lot of the great successful people had, you know, could have accepted very negative labels, and they could have just gone down that path of, well, I'm a loser, I'm a dropout, I'm this, I'm that, I'm not worth anything, I'm not worth anything else. A lot of the great successful, you know, business owners, creators, artists, singers, writers came out of a lot of adversity, and they could have just stuck with their labels. I had a court case last year, and for the first time in my life I had to answer a question relating to sexual orientation, and I was absolutely gobsmacked. You know, it was completely irrelevant to anything, but the person wanted to know, what's your sexual orientation? I was like, oh, never been asked that, never had to fill it in on a form. Is it really relevant? Absolutely bizarre. So, is it possible that labels are just there to restrict and judge people? Well, I think so. You know, there's a school of thought about relating to racism where, you know, the labels and the different races, different title, you know, you think of derogatory racial terms. You think of what happened with the Nazis and that kind of thing, and people were grouped, were given a label and grouped, dependent on race, depending on facial statistics. And then, you know, that was used as an excuse to do all kinds of terrible things. So it's just worth thinking about, guys. Do labels serve us? You know, if you give yourself a label, if somebody gives you a label, is it serving you? Is it helping you? Is it empowering you? And I think if that label's not empowering you to be more and do more, then I think you have to discard the label. I think you have to get rid of it and say, I'm not having this label. This label doesn't encompass everything I am. It doesn't cover everything I am. And I think with a lot of entrepreneurs, we don't fit inside a box. We don't fit inside a particular box. When I became a single mother, and I hated that label, and I gave myself that label, and I judged myself. I started calling myself a lone parent, and I thought, that sounds better. But why? Why is it better? It's just another label. And then I went and became self-employed, and at the job centre, they didn't have a box for me. I was straddling two boxes because it's not common for a lone parent to be running their own business, because they're usually either not working, that, you know, if they're a full-time parent, or they're working a part-time job, or they're working a full-time job. So I think, guys, you've got to be an entrepreneur, to, you know, you've got to discover who you are. That's one of the first things you've got to do. You've got to find out your personality type, your strengths, your weaknesses, who you really are. And I think you've got to get rid of the box and say, right, I'm going to create my own box. I don't fit into this box. This box doesn't cover everything I am. It doesn't describe me with all my facets and all my strengths and all my weaknesses and all my achievements. You know, I think you've got to create your own box. Create a star-shaped box, or a hexagon-shaped box, or a rhombus, or whatever. But I think boxes and labels are there to restrict people. They're not there to allow them to grow. Because it's a very easy, lazy thing to do, to label somebody. It just focuses on one aspect of what they are. It's not everything to do with what you are. So worth thinking about, guys. I might make some more videos on this. If you have any ideas or any comments, please put some comments in the box below. I really, really love your comments. I really appreciate starting to get some good views and some good comments. So I'm glad I've got you all thinking. And if you like my videos, please subscribe, because I will keep making them. I will be uploading one video a day on all different topics. So if you have any ideas for me, send me an email or leave me a comment. Okay, thanks a lot, guys. Cheers, bye.